Hello and welcome to episode 93 of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. So, in the last episode, we met Midgar Somnir, and well, apparently he does not like our meddling and decided to strip us from our blessing. And yeah, we will continue from there. But where is my... Didn't I... Ah, I'm not allowed to summon him in here. Anyhow, let's talk to Alphanode. These Guardians have warred with the Dravanians for centuries. Nay, nearly 1,000 years. Wow, that's a long time. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. Yet, regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that each Guardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. Thought it was not Midgar Somnir who roared, call to arms by one of the first brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do naught but observe the situation at a distance, and pray that our fears are unfounded. Alright. Well, we are creeping up to level 60, oh so slowly though. Here I forget, I believe Moonbeard has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat Asians. Pray inform her that our business with these Guardians is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I've completed my communications with the Crystal Braves. Oh, wrong way. There she is. All done with your talk of dragons? Wonderful. Wonderful, because Asians are next on the menu. Let's head into the solar, shall we?
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Asian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Asian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination. Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether. Hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White aurosite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white aurosite cannot store ether for long periods? Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them. What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land? Aye, I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea. I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
If you think it worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum. During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Kostrom's Sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals. Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Arsians will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a Crystal Brave, you are yet a Scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalymo shall accompany you.
Alright, guess we are heading out, kicking some butt.
Ida and Yashtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white aurosite.
Thank you, Urianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go well, and be safe.
Alright. Let's see. Oh. Head out here. See what Alpha Node wants. It would seem that events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. But I would wish, but I wouldn't wish it otherwise. I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The 4th have already deployed at the area and await the arrival of the Scions. We'll brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at our headquarters in Oldal. I shall take command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing that you go to support the front lines. All right. Your duties take you to Northern Fanalan, do they? Do they not? We must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Wilhelmine travels to Uldal, and we shall serve as her escort. Oh. Oh, she. All right. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest, and imperial machinations, threatened by primals and troubled by dragons. We need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can be convinced to aid the science cause. If past events have taught us anything, then we know that Eorzea must present a united front, or we shall fall. Ah, how extraordinary that my little Asilia is involved in such far-reaching affairs. My little Asilia? Oh, that's so cute. I'm proud that I might now stand at her side, not only as a mother, but also as a colleague. A colleague with influential connections, but I fear that although has become a place of danger, even for one so familiar with her streets. Ah, woe betide the Black Guard that so much as glares in your direction, my lady. Ah, I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way then? All right. Oh. There we go, and let's head over to the ceruleum processing plant. See what can be done over there. Commander Levier sent word that you be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I learned a trick or two since that disaster with the Amalia. But returning to the task at hand. The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Ravan's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing: getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Golians could begin marching on us at any time. Pray speak with Lieutenant Edelstein that we might coordinate our counter strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it will be welcome tidings. Ooh. Private Richardson, My soul is yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. Would that we could cite a while. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times. But I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian dottersmen, droughtsmen, you see, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a close look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosive devices. Devices of Imperial design, no less. By my orders, the flames stationed here are conducting a throughout sweep of the compound as we speak. But it troubles me that we were unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this. I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news on the latest movements of the Imperial Army. I would once again ask for your aid. We've been keeping a close eye on that Gaulian garrison, and it would seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squad seen leaving the castrum are too few in numbers to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They decided to take to the field to meet this assault head on. I have apprised your fellow Scions of the situation and am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Pray report to Lieutenant Alain and lend your much welcome strength to the counter offensive. Alright, more talk. Glad to have you with us, Geoffrey. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Golems have deployed a small force from Castrum Meridium. Their main column assembles to the north near Dalamud's talons. But we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. They wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached forces free to raid a plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Ilber. Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bid you and your fellows come lend a hand to the braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the fourth should have little trouble contending with aught the Gallians might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The third was getting restless, holed up in Oldal. So I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defenses and add their numbers to your counterattack. The reinforcements are welcome. We've enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls. Hey, would be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much cerulean. Let's take this fight to the Gallians. A wise course, indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scion shall join the fourth and give battle to this main column. You're with the third then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yo-Yo Hasey. His scout should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. Oh. All right. Pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around, and victories are one to pave the road to great coin. He's an old one, no doubt about that. Now, this detached force we've been sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads. The better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We'll need to split ourselves up as well to cover more ground, and make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an armor unto yourself, we assigned you your own areas to scour clear of enemy soldiers. Hey, this will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scion. An army on my own, huh? This is not a good hiding spot. your own key there. You seem grim, Scion. I'll take that to mean that between us, more than a few Gallians won't be making it back to the Castrum. These Imperials fought, they certainly made us earn our pay. I would be a happy man if I never had to tussle with another of those Magitech horrors. This time we bid this war-torn land farewell. I will contact Fourth and let Lieutenant Elaine know that West is now clear. I would appreciate it if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. Alright. Private Richardson, what news of the Gallians? The raiding parties are no more? Excellent. The Amagina engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plan is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. You must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Elaine has reported a sound victory over the main column, and informed me that the Scions have already turned their attention to the other duties. All but one, that is. The Rogadin lady with the large axe. It would appear she has chosen to remain at the site of the battle. I know not what task keeps her from returning to civilization, but northern Fanaland is no place to wander alone, even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you could check in on her before you continue on your way. All right. Well, let's see what. Oh, there she is.
Hold on, I won't be a second. The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe. I know, as Urianger never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it? Aye, that ought to do it. So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed? The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether, which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
He senses me. A useful talent.
An Ascian, are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan, keeper of knowledge, seeker of truth. Meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Your instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales. And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of La Habrea that men might host the power of gods, only for you to undo my hard work.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense. But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh, dear. Could it be that frail Hydaelyn has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee. Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken. Now is the time to claim the staff. With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
What did that bastard want with us? Nabriales, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet. Unconscious. But this staff... You say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff. Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
Alright, back to the Rising Stones it is then. What time is it? Alright, but that unfortunately I have to wait until the next episode. So I'm not even going to enter here because that means a cutscene will start. So I do want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please feel free to hit the like button. Also, if you're new here, first of all, welcome. And if you enjoy my content, feel free to hit the subscribe button. yeah, it helps both you and me a lot. So you don't miss out on any more of my episodes. And yeah, as you can see on the screen, there are a lot of people actually watching my my episodes, but not many that are actually subscribed. So yeah, feel free to hit the subscribe button. Anyhow, I will be back again tomorrow, and until then, stay safe out there.